Welcome back to Blades in the Dark. How are y'all feeling? We ready?
And raring.
I'm thinking I'm gonna read my little intro, but I thought I'd do it in a different NPC's voice each time, based on
That's fine.
NPCs from last session. So would you prefer Bazo Baz or Pickett?
Bazo.
Heard the funnier voice. Didn't Pickett have kind of a funny voice?
I like Bazo.
Oh, 1-for-1.
What? How was it 1-for-1? I guess we just said Bazo.
It was
Oh, 2-for-1.
What did Pickett sound like?
Clearly, it's not memorable enough.
Yeah, he's not made an impression.
Lawrie, any choice? Any preference?
I'm not really leaning either way, mate.
All right, well, off to a cracking start. You guys are very enthusiastic about my new venture.
I said Pickett.
My new feature.
I said Pickett with a bullet.
Pickett with a bullet.
You heard?
Am I missing something again?
Probably.
It's the same,
Okay.
I think.
Oh wait, chat says Bazza.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Chad.
Oh.
There we go. Good thing I
chat
checked.
never agrees with me. I feel like
That's not chat's fault.
chat wasn't happy with my hurricanes. Chat's not happy with my choice of NPC voices.
Well, clearly
God damn
you
it,
need
Chad.
to be better.
Or maybe chat needs to be better.
If Saffron hooks up with Silas, then you'll get shut on board. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I feel like chat's priority list always has like
Shipping Milo with
male
somebody.
on male hero romance high on the list.
Love it.
Yes.
I mean, it kind of has to be male on male in our case. We're 5 males.
That's true. This is the first time you've all played a bunch of lads.
Alright, Mr. Statistics over here.
Someone's icon has got a feminine quality to it.
Yeah, the lurk icon is feminine. In fact, several of them are. I don't think that's what you're talking about. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think nearly all of them are, but I haven't been bothered to change them to the images that you liked. So
Alright, I haven't even found one yet.
yeah, I think it's only 2 so far. So I shan't do it until I have a full house. Anyway, here is Blades of the Dark introduction. Basso Bass. 1,000 years ago, a land of beauty and magic was torn asunder. The sun was rent, and demons came forth into reality. Now the city of Duskval is a hive of scum and villainy, surrounded by vast electric towers, designed to keep out the dead as they cling to the mortal realm. Those who dwell in the dark city must fight, scheme and dare to survive. Welcome to Blades in the Dark. There you go.
I like that.
Very good.
And my little tip for doing a Birmingham accent is you have to go constantly up and down.
Good tip.
So
agree.
Northern's like, I can't remember, North and South are like, they stick to high and low, and then Birmingham are kind of in the middle, they always go up and down.
They are a rascally bunch.
I mean, that's a step.
Alright, so we can see for the text, Mikey, you weren't here when I explained, but the text on the screen I'm using is a kind of a last time on, so we all remember what happened.
Yes.
We're in an
Yes.
in-progress score,
Sorry,
escorting a
hold on.
package.
My face is in the way. Everyone's faces are in the way of the text. Go away, everyone. I'm moving everyone on my screen.
You can zoom out.
Nope, I've got to move everyone.
Zooming out is for communists.
Notes.
What?
Assisting
No.
costs 1 stress. Keep an eye on how you gain your XP. Oh, I am keeping an eye on it. I already gained 1 XP.
Oh yes. So my notes were, I think, when I was putting in the chapters on YouTube, I noticed that Milo, you assisted Saffron, but I don't know if you marked your stress for that.
Ah.
I did not.
And then I don't think we've done any desperate stuff, but make sure if you do a desperate roll, you mark your XP for that. And also just make sure you keep track of your playbook XP gains. If you fancy some XP, then try and do what it says, basically.
I think no, we did. That it was a desperate action. What we did last week.
Yeah, you got one.
Yeah, wasn't Mikey's role desperate?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
But it has
I
to be a desperate action in the right skill for your playbook, right?
No.
Just as
No,
every time
any-
you
Any
roll.
desperate action.
Yeah.
Any?
Oh, so we all should have got some XP.
Well, no, because Mikey's the one who did it.
No, we all should have got some.
And you can transfer XP from your
No.
playbook to your action
Alright.
points as well. So
What do you mean?
you can say you need one more XP to level up your playbook. You can take
Yeah.
one of your desperate XPs and stick it on your playbook if you like.
Are they different? They seem to be tracked in the same.
They should be tracked
Tracker.
separately.
Huh.
no.
You should have a playbook tracker, and then on your action points you should have trackers per
Action.
Oh, yeah.
attribute.
Oh. I
next,
see.
next to
Right.
insight, prowess,
So
resolve.
I should have put one. Right, I get it. So I should put one of those in my rec prowess then. Okay, love that. Great, good note. Got it.
Do you have a question, Milo?
Oh, I did. In the playbook advancement XP,
Yeah.
you get XP for addressing things in your fashion, right? But do we feel like there's like a threshold for that? Because like, I have one that says you addressed a challenge with violence or coercion.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to do that a lot, and my question is like, okay, so does intimidating a dock worker into giving you information count? Is that where the bar's at, or does it need to be like how you know what I mean? Like where's the level?
Well, you get 1 XP for doing it once, and then 2 more than once, so it's capped at 2. But I think we just discuss it as a group and we say, do we feel like that happened? But it can be, as you say, it could be as easy as 2 action rolls where you did those things.
Okay.
But I think you'll find it's not going to be as easy as, it's not like spammable, I don't think.
No, I'm just trying to, not that I want to play for XP, but sort of like to understand just what the expectation is. Like,
Yeah, if you get 2 XP for that per score, I think that's normal.
okay,
Yeah. But then, like, if we do like a social score or something, or like you may not find that you can intimidate anyone or be violent to anyone. So
sure, I'll find a way.
yeah, by the way,
Oh, maybe I will be a Brummie. Jury's still out on the actual final voice as we get through these early sessions.
yes, you'll not be chat's favourite anymore. I don't think if you
No, I don't.
since you hate Brummies or accents.
It's I do believe it's the Brummie
Is the Brummie.
associated.
All right. Well, with those notes out of the way, we can rejoin the action as you push your boat, McBoaty face. And what was the name we found? Jammy Dodger.
The damn Dodger.
The damned Dodger. The damned Dodger forges its way through these burning skiffs that the foghounds had put in your way. Now there was a success with a consequence, and there was a consequence from a devil's bargain. And so the devil's bargain was your boat also has some burning fuel on it as well
Oh no.
as you forge forward. And as the burning boats kind of bob about in the canal in your wake, you can see the people of the dock town, the dock area, with their wooden buildings that line the streets, looking very alarmed at this burning fire. And so you see people running to and fro to try and put out these fires to save their homes and their shops. And further up, as you forge forward, you see on a bridge that you're going under a couple of blue coats on a patrol, and you see one of them yelling at the other one, and the other one runs off towards where the fires are. And then you see Friedrich. What was the name of your little scamp?
Oh, she is called, I think, Penda or Renner. 1 second. She's called Telda.
Jeremy Renner. Okay, Telda. You see her like run out into the street and do that thing with the blue coat, where you kind of go like, oh, like this. And the blue coat kind of scowls and pushes her out the way, and then she kind of acts all injured against the wall, and then sees you and gives you a big wink.
Nice.
As you kind of forge on.
Love that girl.
Very nice.
Let me just check what is the situation with the clocks. We'll move you over to here.
Not the best.
So I think as the fire rages and then all this commotion happens, I will take away another segment from the Red Stash hunt clock.
Okay.
As they are drawn towards what is going on. Now, is anybody attempting to perhaps put out the fire on your boat? Or you can kind of see ahead of you. Actually, you know what? Because normally you present an obstacle, and then that is when you do action rolls to overcome the obstacles. But I think because it's kind of like I think you guys will be able to use action rolls to perhaps like shorten your journey, if you wish, or find ways to avoid more obstacles, because you're seeing a lot of activity. You're on fire. You're going down the canal. The blue coats definitely saw you. You don't know what's going to happen because of that.
I feel like first thing that we should do is to get rid of the fire, right? Because not only is it damaging our ship and potentially hurting us, it's also like a beacon showing everyone that like we're here. Hello. So I think that should be the first course of action. But I don't know how we're going to do it, because I mean it's fuel. You can't just brush it off.
I can see Mikey thinking about fire wrecking tools, maybe.
No, Saffron takes different tact. As a very elderly man without much physicality and slightly traumatized by the damage he's caused, giving him flashbacks, he instead whips out a syringe from his bandolier filled with trance powder and injects himself and puts himself in hypnotic trance of pleasure, just to kind of get past all the trauma and deal with it when it's all finished. Just slips off to sleep in a little trance in a little cozy back of the boat.
Did you just get high where we're in danger? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Literally the Grandpa Simpson. Just falling asleep, sat upright.
Well,
that's about it, really.
Can we flashback or something?
Yeah, of course.
Is that
This will be an interesting pre-prep that someone had thought of.
Yeah, I want to see what's going to happen now.
I mean, Silas is probably a fairly practical soul. He might take off his coat and douse it in water and attempt to fight some of the more perilous or manageable, whichever, flames, while saying, "No, Saffron, you useless bastard."
Can't hear. He's well gone.
So the back half of the boat looks like a relaxing gondolier with Saffron like asleep with a hat over his face.
Little just cigarette, just.
The
front half all running around.
The fire, just roll him on it.
Yeah. Okay. Silas, you can give me an action roll to try and put out the flames.
Yes, I don't really know which one.
It'll be something physical, I imagine.
Yes. Well.
Survey.
Write it a survey.
This time.
Yes.
Are you happy with your flame?
Did you actually have like a good flashback, Lorenzo?
Not really. I was just gonna say we would have had some like firefighting equipment on the boat, because why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, he does have a point. There must be a fire extinguisher at least.
Or something.
I think
it is fairly standard, no?
Yes, in P&O cruise ships, not a criminal.
Britain.
The criminals' smuggling vessel.
Spray some ectoplasm on it.
Yeah. I mean, I think like buckets of sand, but even then, I feel like. I mean, okay, so I think you could do a flashback and be like, this might be useful, and load it onto the boat, like some sand or something. But I think you would still need an action roll to try and put it out. So it depends if you want to do that flashback, potentially easier roll, or just let Silas have a go.
Just let Silas have a go.
Yeah.
Good. That means we have to still select which of Silas's skills to use, and I still, for the life of me, can't figure out what
Go
with
the
finesse.
right way to go about.
I think skirmish or
Finesse,
finesse I can see working. Like finesse because it's
Skirmish, you see, is about fighting, and this is fighting fires, which I think go hand in hand.
I think I see skirmish as like physical activity, like doing something, you know. So yeah, I'll
a combination of dexterity and skill. I don't know. So yeah, okay. That's convenient.
Yeah, you're climbing over stuff.
I was looking at Wreck going,
Yeah.
Let's not wreck the boat anymore.
Well, yes. Okay, so the position. What will the position be, Dungeon Master?
I'm gonna say risky because yeah, it's risky. You're putting out a fire.
Yeah.
An oil fire, no less.
Yeah.
You drive a hard bargain. And the effect? Standard? Maybe?
So how are you doing it?
Well, given that we haven't magicked some sand onto the boat, his first thought is to take off his lovely coat and douse it with water and try and put out like the more, I don't know, are there any containers that are a bit on fire that might want to explode, or are they smaller sections of fire he could tackle? If there's a raging inferno bit, he's probably not going to try and tackle that with his coat.
I think the issue is because this boat is covered in this kind of camo, this kind of webbing netting stuff, which is its value. So there might be some things that are on fire which you can jettison, but I think it's like a
bit of jettisoning, a bit of dowsing, a combination of standard firefighting chip pan fire techniques.
Correct. Yes, I will give you limited effect for that. You can increase the effect by is it pushing yourself?
Well, it seems like it seems important, so he'll probably push himself.
I'll assist holding you while you douse your coat into the water, because obviously you don't want to fall off, and that will also give you an extra die.
Okay, so take one stress, Szaszachel.
Mm-hmm. It's my second one. Ooh.
Okay, so the effect will now be standard, will it?
If you're pushing yourself increased effect, then yes.
And take 2 stress. Okay. So I do that. And then I have 1 bonus die, is it, from the help?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo.
Nice. So that is a 6, that is a success.
Nice.
That one of the first successes that we have. So yeah, with the standard effect, you do exactly what you wanted to do. You managed to put out all the fire. If it was limited effect, there would still be some fire unless you got like a critical or something. But yeah, nice.
Yay.
All right, and you didn't take a consequence, which would have been burning, level 1 burn.
Yes, I did feel like that it was quite a risk of that.
Okay, cool. So you're no longer on fire, which is good. You are a man down, unfortunately. You're on fire. You're no longer on fire. As you were putting out the
BRB.
As you were putting out the Friedrich's jumped ship. Now you put two men down. So as you go ahead, Friedrich's little urchin runs along the side of the the barge and says, what did he say she called him? Like Freddy or something?
Yeah.
He's like, "Here, Freddy. Blue coat blockade up ahead. Down blah blah street."
No.
So you
Any
have
ideas, anyone?
So you have maybe a couple of intersections to go before you reach the main river, and that's where this blockade is. So it's kind of blocking you into the docks, blocking you from getting to the main river, which would get you kind of high and dry, so to speak.
But there are other directions that we could go in, or is it just like a straight?
There are, but it's kind of right angles. It's harder to turn. There might be another way you can go, but it takes you maybe the opposite direction or back in towards the docks.
I kind of feel like that's our only option here. We can't bash through a blue coat blockade, can we? I don't think that's smart. What do you guys think?
I think we're daring.
Well, yes, but
Good reminder.
I hate the fact that we chose daring. I really, really hate this.
I think you'll find that our alignment is chaotic neutral, and so we must do this version of this thing right now.
We're good daring. That's our alignment.
No, I thought you were lawful cowardly. That was the
Yeah,
that was the soulbound elite alignment.
yep, definitely.
Can we flash back to Silas reaching out to his former squad mates who to arrange some I don't want to say passage we know exactly where the blockade is, but to have the look the other way, this isn't the boat you're looking for sort of information on those patrolling in this area, perhaps in exchange for some money or threats.
Oh.
I think the blue coats are very accepting of bribes.
Yeah.
A lot of them, it's normally, unless there's people who die, they tend to just not do their jobs, especially in these areas. So I mean, yeah, you will have to do an action roll for that to see, as well as the flashback.
Yeah. Well, we can flash back to the night before the job, and Silas saunters on down to the gambling den and meets with Sergeant Belk, where he tells him that there will be a boat on the river, and moving some stuff, and he says, "If I was you, tomorrow night I'd have your bluecoats in the air, looking the other way. Could be a coin in it for you. You know, we've worked together on a few profitable arrangements. Of course, there'll be consequences on the other hand for anyone getting in the way of our boat. So, you take the pick, Sarge."
So what action are you rolling?
Well, what we're going to do is, he is commanding, but he is prepared to bribe, should Belk not bow down to his.
It sounds like you're offering
strange
coin.
Combination of he's got a it's I don't know if there's an action for a bit of both, bit of column A, bit of column B. This is an acquaintance of his. He's not wrecking the place and intimidating his family, but he is.
It's the
he's
phrase.
offering,
It's the
he's
phrase
offering him a
silver or
deal.
lead.
Yeah.
You take the bribe or you take the bullet.
But I think maybe that would be consort, maybe?
Well, see, the tooltip text on command is not just intimidation. It says command obedience with your force of personality.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're +1 with the blue coats as a crew. So I will say that if you... Let me think. I think if you use command... if you use consort, I think you probably won't need to pay a coin unless you get a consequence. But I think if you use command, I feel like a coin will be needed. Regardless.
That makes sense. That makes a sense. That makes a sense.
Yeah.
Because
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to force command on it. That was a little bit.
Yeah.
It is consorting because he doesn't actually want to. He wants to maintain this relationship he has. It's not one of those I'm cashing in moments.
Yeah.
So
just to explain to the party and the audience as well. The logic is Silas is you're sort of relying on your relationship with this person as opposed to being like, look, do what I say.
Yes.
Because you respect me.
Yes, he has an existing relationship with a blue coat, as he does with a number of blue coats, but this one he knows well from his fighting pit times, and he is asking them to look the other way.
Correcto. Yes, so I'll give you a bonus die for the +1 blue coats.
So if I have a bonus die, but I'm rolling with no pips, how does that work? Is it still like a disadvantage, or I get one?
You get just one.
Okay. Position control?
Should
say risky because you are asking. This is a bribe kind of situation, and this person would be in a bit of trouble if it's made known that this is what they've done, especially after this score has happened.
Given how desperate the situation is, do you think do you have enough stress to push yourself?
We'll find out, won't we? Someone's going to be indulging. It is important, although how push yourself in this situation? Do we need to sort of, apply narrative, push yourself, or it's probably encouraged, right?
Not
probably
not
encouraged,
really,
but not essential.
If it makes sense, but it's kind of one of those game mechanics where it's like, oh, you are the protagonist, so you get this plot armor / plot dice.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
In that case, I will push myself again.
Yeah. Maybe it's you being swallowing your pride to ask your old mates on the force.
That's it. He's calling in his first favor.
Like when we ask GMG people to give us their discount. It's like, it's kind of worth it.
I really want to play the new Destiny 2 expansion for 5 minutes.
So I'm going to go in with one bow. Hang on. How's this going to work with the system? If I put in one, is it going to roll 1 or 2 dice? We'll find out.
I think you can put in bonus die.
Yeah, just put one bonus
because
die.
I've got 0 to begin with, so if I
just
put one bonus die in, we should end on 2.
It should roll it as you've got 1 pip, yeah.
But if you're going to push yourself, then you have 1 more, so you should put 2 bonus dice.
Oh yes, you got 2 bonus dice.
Correct. All right, got there. Shoop.
All right. Oof. Success with a consequence. So yeah, the consequence is that you sort of what's this guy like? What's your mate like?
Belk.
Yeah.
He's a
Belk.
Sergeant Belk.
Trying to be a fun thing, Silas.
That's this whole character. That's it, Sergeant Belk.
Right.
He's exactly the sort of man you'd expect to run the gambling at the fighting bits.
Okay.
And no more and no less.
All right. Does he still? I feel like he also talks still in police lingo as well. Like he still uses codes.
Yeah. I would say so. One of those one of those ones who brings his policing style into every aspect of his life, even when he's effectively doing the crimes.
Even his marriage.
420 on this kitchen, darling.
2-4, copy that.
420.
that's probably not. That's the naughty number.
That's the naughty number. Police. That's the police put you in jail if you're not white number.
That's true. Yeah, so he's
Is that too hot for YouTube?
maybe. Yeah. I guess you're like watching a fighting match, and in between like shouting at the fighters, he's like, "Yeah, I could do that for you, Templeton. Just slide the usual fee over. Nothing personal, but if I start giving you freebies, everyone will ask for it."
Slides over a bar of Tony's Chocolonely slowly over the desk. As agreed.
How'd it go?
All right then, Sergeant. I was hoping for a slightly better deal, but I'm sure we can work something out on our next fighting arrangement.
We'd love to help you, Silas. Love to help you, but the boss is keeping a close eye on me. I've been taking a few too many side jobs recently, so got to keep my nose clean a bit.
Oh yes, well, if I learned anything from my time in the Bluecoats, it's really nothing but side jobs, profitable ones.
You got that right, mate. I bet you're glad you got out. Anyway, catch you later.
Yes, thank you, Sergeant. It all went exactly to plan. Then I shall not see
him
you
out.
when he talks. and he's just like, dick.
Could I get that in writing, please?
He's not even listening anymore.
Could I get a receipt for this bribe?
He stalks off, do we assume the value of the bribe? Or are we gonna have to talk to him later, and he'll be like,
I think 1 coin was fine.
1 coin. Well, in that case, Silas strides up to the front of the boat. Says, "I do believe you'll be letting us pass."
Yeah, I think because you've been given forewarning that the blockade is up ahead. You know that hopefully, if Belk came through, they shouldn't be stopping you.
The code word is fisticuffs.
Yeah, so you kind of drift towards this blockade, and then one of the bluecoats is like, "It's like we'll have to search your barge unless you have reasons to be moving on."
I certainly do have reason to be moving on. This is a boat of entirely legitimate materials that has been should already, in fact, be on your register for this evening.
And what is the name of the vessel?
Well, this is the HMS Fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs. Ah, yes, I see here you are permitted to enter the main thoroughfare. Now, and he kind of signals for them to anti-blockade. Deblockade.
Yay.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.
Oh, I should have done the voice of the trade unionist from Star Wars. They love a blockade.
He shouldn't have done that voice. No one should do that voice anymore. Jedi are no match for droideka.
Yeah, the droidecars have arrived. Cool. So you managed to sail on through the blockade.
That
is an awesome use of the flashback.
Yeah, I
That
think
is
actually
very satisfying.
Silas
Actually,
is
isn't it?
carrying this mission on his stress. On his stress bar.
Who's going to be the first one to get trauma?
Ooh. Maybe someone's already have it. Ooh.
Do we?
No, I'm just joking. I mean,
Spicy nostalgia. What do you mean?
there's a lot of trauma, hence the coma.
Yeah, and I think that has managed to allow you to avoid the red sashes. Otherwise, that would have been attracting more hullabaloo to your situation.
that's the one thing we don't want. It's hullabaloo.
Correct. Yeah. So I think you managed to get it back into the sort of the main river, and it's a tense but slow journey to the Black's warehouse.
Nice.
So Baz is waiting on the quayside, and he's looking there, and he's sort of tapping his fingers on his rotund belly, and he says, "I've heard noise about a fire down in the docks. I was hoping it wasn't you who was involved, but I can see your scorch marks on your barge."
Ah, yes, that was me. Sorry. You know, these cigarette tubes, they're very long sometimes. They're just too long and they fall out. Terrible mistake, but no harm done. We're here, aren't we?
I think as the damn dodge just lightly bumps the dock, Saffron wakes with a. Did we win? Did we win?
Yes. Saffron, everything's all right.
Did I help?
You did wonderfully, darling. Wonderfully.
Thank you. I had the most vivid dream that I helped very, very well. Oh.
Yeah, Bazo is like, it's just surprisingly, I don't think he had any trouble with the red sashes. They didn't manage to track down the burning barge going through the docks. It's rather fortuitous on your account.
We are, if nothing else, an adaptable team. Although, we did have to adapt to a certain splitting of the cargo that was somewhat unforeseen, Bazo.
Good point.
Oh, yes. What sort of split was this?
The race.
What bloody
One could only
race?
imagine that there were some complications resulting from half the cargo being offered to another party.
Basil looks to his man standing behind him, and he's like, that bloody Pickett playing favourites again. Oh, he's got something.
We did get the idea that he had rather a soft spot for the friend of his in the, what was it, the
Foghounds.
In the Foghounds.
Yes, I do believe Pickett and Bear go back a long way since they were nippers in their nappies. But I'll be having a word with him. But to be fair, it was a good, gave you a good showcase of your abilities. I have to say, apart from the fire, I'm quite impressed.
So you should be. That bear had to go for a little hibernation for a bit. Did he ever wake up?
Joke.
Did he ever wake up and stretch his little grizzly paws? Or is he still sleeping down the docks?
He's dead, Saffron. He's dead.
Oh well.
You overdosed him.
No.
Sounds lovely.
You clearly missed the conversation that Olly had with us about killing people.
+2 heat, yeah. If someone dies. No, he would have been unstuck, but a combination of that and burning their boats, I think, kind of assured your victory, I think, in the race. Unless you had a real problem with the blue coats, but you didn't, so. Nice. So we can move on to downtime. We can move on to payoff.
Mm-hmm.
No, I believe it was 4 coiners agreed.
I was going to ask. We didn't need to negotiate. Obviously, we only came back with half the loot, but it wasn't really our fault.
Yeah.
Was that all?
No, you still completed your job. Like, it's not your fault that Pickett. They'll get the other half eventually.
Sweet.
It was a nice job.
It was nice. So, do we get a coin each, or does that all go into the pot for the crew?
So you can choose. I mean, you're getting 4. Sergeant
there's 5 on
Belk
it.
is owed 1. It's actually down to 3.
That could come out of Silas's cup.
No, I don't think so.
So you can.
I never approved that maneuver.
So I
We were
believe
doing
there's.
fine without that.
Didn't approve setting fire to our own boat.
I think each of you
You
can.
threw the fucking thing.
No, I didn't approve.
Yeah, but I was very disapproving when I did.
A disapproving throw it was. So you can hold on to your 4 coin on your person, or you can stash it. And let me just double check your stash limit.
Is
I
it
think we
4
could
coin,
have-
4 coin per person?
No, it's 4 coin in
Total.
general.
So you can hold
I
4
f-
coin per person, and then I think you need to. It's 4 coin on your stash, and then you need to upgrade it.
So we only already have like 2 coin, I think, right, in the stash.
Oh yeah, the crew sheet. You have 4 there as well. We need to upgrade. Upon crew advance, each PC gets stash tier +2.
Okay, but how many coins do we have in our current stash?
We have no coin in our stash currently, unless we started any. I didn't calculate.
I'm quite sure. I think we had. I'm between 1 or 2. I'm not sure, but I don't
think
know.
you
I
had-
didn't.
1, I think, because you spent.
Oh no,
you spent coin to make.
I think we spent them both, didn't we? On the
Yeah, to make the crows like you.
Yeah, because I was keeping up to date with the sheet. So I think we put all
That
3
sounds right.
coin in the stash then.
Okay.
Just checking. We've obviously got crew advancement as well for XP there. I feel like there's some good stuff here. Got execute a successful. I'll do it later. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll do payoff first,
Okay.
and then we'll move on to XP, and we'll do everyone's XP plus the crew.
Great.
Well, actually, to be fair, you can do the rep for the crew sheet if you wish. It's part of the payoff. So you get 2 rep for completing a score.
Bam.
Plus
Got
1
it.
per tier higher or minus 1 per tier lower. You weren't really targeting any faction, so that doesn't really matter. So yeah, just the 2 rep.
Great.
Rep is
If
what you
it's
need
2
to.
rep, considering our ability, our faction
Leverage.
crew ability, or whatever it is,
What is your faction ability leverage?
we get an
Leverage.
extra.
Oh yeah, your crew supplies contraband for other factions. Your successors give them whenever you gain rep.
Oh,
Gain
there you
plus 1
go.
rep. Fucking
There you
hey.
go, then.
Good shout, Daz.
Yes. Yeah. So when you fill up your rep bar, you can go up a tier. You still need to pay coin to do that though as well.
Wow. How much coin?
It's
An amount.
it's like tier level times something or something like that.
Cool beans.
And also, so when we do tier up, as it were, is that when we get to take one of these? We increase the layer.
So you have to do a specific score to take one of those bits of
Oh,
turf.
okay.
But when you
So what's
level
our-
up, go on.
So what does our rep do?
So when you fill up your rep, you
Tier
are eligible for a tier up. Going up a tier increases like all of your stuff. So you are tier 1, which means that if you are doing stuff against other tier 1s or tier 2s, you'll be more on the level. So if you were going up against people who are like 2 tiers above you,
Cool.
that just means their strength, the quality of their weapons, the quality of their gear is all going to be that much higher. So you're going to have like limited effect based on other people's tiers.
Yeah. Unless you
that-
have some ability that, like the lurk thing,
Mhm.
lets you ignore tier and something else when you're doing a specific skill. When you're doing a sneaking or
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So everyone's got a version of that, I assume.
Yeah, so you can't walk up to the most powerful faction and have a fist fight with them because they're tier 5, so they will just they're covered in plate armor or whatever it is. Okay, cool. So done your coin, you done your rep. When when you're a higher tier, you have to pay a tithe to the crime boss, which you don't have to do now. So let's do. Let's do heat first,
Okay.
and then we'll do XP.
No heat. I vote for no heat. All in favour of no heat?
So, is it A, 0 heat, smooth and quiet?
Yes.
Is it B, 2 heat, contained? Is it C, 4 heat, loud and chaotic? Or is it D, 6 heat, wild?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It sounds like 4 heat to me.
My heart says 2. My head says 4.
There's only one little explosion is the only thing that went wrong.
Yeah. And
Well,
you
I
Smashed
see-
up the docks, stuff on the
we had
docks as well.
people panicking and running
Some of
around.
us smashed up the box.
Does this matter on perspective of the characters? Because from Saffron's perspective, it was very calm the whole way through. It was very
Right.
chill.
Well,
I
I mean,
think it's a pretty definite 4 heat.
Yeah.
Let's
Does,
get
Yeah.
it
does anything happen in the world when a Saffron is not there to hear it? Are we just playing a simulation? Saffron's mind.
That might be the darkest thing ever. Is that not only is the whole universe actually a simulation in the mind of a human, but it's Michael's.
Yeah.
Of
And he's an
all.
old decrepit junkie as well.
Yeah. When's that Matrix film coming out?
Ooh, I think they did. Everyone see the last one? It was pretty bad. That might have been what was going on.
I have no idea. I haven't seen it.
Getting my fair share of Johnny Silverheads. So, feels like I'm watching The Matrix.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was fine.
Wrong universe.
But I seem to be in the minority.
Getting lots of...
Jay absolutely despised it as well.
Yeah, I did not care for it.
What, the last one? I haven't seen the last one. I like the other 3.
Oh, yeah. 1.5.
Well, yeah. Whatever. Anyway.
Alright, so someone put down 4 heat.
Done it.
Done it, mate. Completed it, mate.
Are we all viewing a shared sheet, or am I just doing one that I've got?
Yes, you are. No, I can see the changes.
You
Yeah,
can see
the
changes.
Emporium
Great.
sheet. Yeah.
Great.
Just going to get a cup of tea while we do the paperwork. I'm listening.
Mhm.
Hey.
Okay, well, we're going to do XP now. Do you want me to leave you to last?
Yes, I'll only be a few minutes.
Alright, so, who wants to start with XPPPP?
I mean, I guess I can because I barely did anything useful. So I'm not going to
Brilliant.
get a lot of XP. I didn't roll a disproduction, so that's nothing. I didn't really address a challenge with knowledge or arcane, but I did try to use my mask to see some arcane energy, but that resulted in nothing. I didn't express my beliefs, strives, heritage, or background. I don't think I did, at least. And I didn't really struggle with issues. So, do I get nothing?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Great. I mean, I really didn't do much anyway. This.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Myself.
tricky when there's so many of you as well, because it's harder to spotlight and do these kind of I'm just going to struggle with my vice for 5 minutes,
Yeah, that's really difficult actually. For me, I struggle with my vice.
Are we doing
So,
you now? Okay.
Yeah. I got 1 XP for desperate action with my with the red wrecking. That
Yes.
also ticks off an XP for addressing a challenge with technical skill or mayhem.
Yes.
Actually both. And then I struggle with issues with my vice, which is of course drugs, poisons and potions, and trauma, as the chaotic, horrendous nature of the fire triggered Saffron to the point that he resorted to literally numbing himself dry, which was both a appropriate thing to do for the character and also quite fun to do to get an XP point, but it was very appropriate. It was a very physical moment that he could literally not help with anyway, being an old man, and so the best way to cope would be. And he's had so many scores go wrong. I think anytime that happens, he's like, right, well, these guys have got this. I'm out. So yeah.
How is that rewarded at all?
I got an XP for it, mate. That's how it was rewarded.
Because he is looking for trouble. It's
Is
like,
it?
Yeah.
It sounds like he just fell asleep on the back of the boat while everyone else did everything.
Yeah,
Trouble,
due to his vice.
Yeah, Saffron being out of action might have caused
My
the
vice
boat,
being a lazy bastard.
lazy. No, he's addicted to all of his own. It's addicted to his own potions and wares. So yeah, it felt very appropriate. But yeah, I just feel like there should be a downside. It's a weird one, I guess. I guess it would have if, like, I don't know, the boat had crashed and he wouldn't be able to swim and he'd, drown in the water. I suppose that's kind of the whole point, I guess, isn't it? When you do things like that, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't do it in any situation.
I would have installed a harness on the boat beforehand, so you'd be safe. Escape pod.
I mean, you didn't. I mean, anything could have turned up, and if Milo hadn't have used up all of his stress to pass the blockade, the fact that there's a old man sleeping on the back, drugged out of his face on the back of the boat, would have probably been an issue. Like, that would have been. But this is the thing about showing off. I mean, the idea of how do you say it? Sheet, come on. When you struggle with issues, struggling with the issue, it's supposed to add flavour and tense moments. And
it did.
And if Mikey was the only one if Mikey was piloting the boat, and only one who could do it, and then passed out, he'd probably be like, okay, that's probably too much. But when 4 other people are there to do it,
I thought it was a perfect balance. Yeah, looking for trouble, but not like fucking over the whole operation.
Yes.
So that fits the bill well, I thought.
Yes. Cut to you falling asleep every score.
I indulge my vices.
It's an innovative style of role playing, isn't it? It's to role play by having your character not do anything.
Yes.
But be asleep and completely inert.
But the thing is, it's like I'm willingly not taking part in the game, even though that's what I'm supposed to be doing is quite the sacrifice that should be rewarded, I think.
There you go. I agree. That's the point.
I don't disagree at all.
I've always been a fan of flaws and things in role playing games, because otherwise you're just like
Superman,
Mary Sue. Yeah.
That's it. Lovely.
Geralt
of
Rivia.
Three legs, 2 playbook of XP, and one action XP for me.
Aye. A departure to the pear tree. Right. Who's next?
I don't think Friedrich got any action XP, but I'll put it to the group that I did address a challenge with stealth or evasion, in that I used a throwing knife to create a diversion to evade a threat.
I mean, that kind of made everything worse.
No. Well, in fairness, I don't think we'll ever know whether it made anything better or worse, because we'll never see the other side of the collapsed waveform, the universe where we didn't distract him and he did see you shoot the guy with the blowpipe.
It's true.
I say you can get one.
I saved the day.
I think you get one pip of XP for. I think you did address a challenge with stealth. You did it stealthily.
I was going to say that surely the whole using his contact was I thought was a more appropriate confirmation of that. That felt very cool. No, but it's.
I did express my beliefs drives heritage or background, in that I slightly fleshed out the Sherlock Holmesy having a street urchin support network for my long-standing habit of burglarizing expensive museums.
Mm-hmm.
Like these urchins have long been helping me out on jobs, kind of spying out when the bluecoats are patrolling near a particular score and not, in exchange for a little tiny bit of the score or a few meals or whatever. So getting Telda involved, it wasn't trivial actually either, because I had to roll for that, didn't I?
Yeah.
To make sure Telda actually helped us.
Yes. So your background is noble, and your heritage is Akarosi.
That's a good point. Okay, neither of those apply.
But your beliefs drives. I mean, the kind of the whole criminality thing. I mean, I would say it's a pip.
Interestingly, I was making the argument that it should be heritage or background, and neither of that. You clarified that those weren't relevant. But actually, drive being my career, the career is burglary. And the way I have been pursuing that involves these connections and these kind of social relationships that I've set up with these poor little children.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think it was a cool thing to do, and we should encourage it and welcome more of these urchins into our lives.
I like that this is the sort of new Labour education policy school of RPGs where, like, you know, it's encouraging you to do the right. You're rewarded to encourage you to do the right thing rather than being rewarded for doing the right thing.
Exactly.
Everybody gets a trophy.
You sound like a very bitter about that. Did someone think they were the best and didn't get rewarded appropriately?
I'm very glad of it because I actually did get rewarded, even though I was shit at almost everything. So, you know, up the liberal late 20th century educational philosophy. That's what I say.
Up the D-ream.
Oh, that's that song, man. That song.
Things can only get better. I swear they're going to bring that back.
I used it in my master's degree dissertation film, where I did a bunch of interviews with people in Bishop Auckland, which was a red wall seat that went to the Tories.
Love it.
And yeah, I started the film with "Things Can Only Get Better."
Very
You
nice.
guys should watch that. It's brilliant. It's really good. Amazing. I'm a genius.
I was going to
The
say.
end.
Lorenzo or Silas XP?
Nope.
Nada?
Nope.
Silas XP?
Yes, I believe I've earned some experience. I have addressed the challenge with violence and coercion, or at least attempted to, by seeking information to aid our adventure, intimidating, semi-intimidating dock workers.
Yes.
I also unintentionally expressed beliefs, I think, to do with my background in my conversation with my blue coat friend about it being a big old fucking gang.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, your background of law.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that is it for me.
Yep.
But I'll take that.
Yeah. Yes, you got two XP there.
2 XP in the playbook.
XPPs. Right, cool.
Remind me how you get the pips in the other one. Is that only through in your actual
Desperate
sections?
actions?
Is that only through the doing desperate actions? Right.
Correct.
And
You can always exchange position for effects. So if you do fancy a cheeky desperate roll, you can exchange that to get a greater effect.
Mm-hmm.
But less likely to succeed.
Same amount of succeed probability, but you will have a desperate position. So you're putting yourself at more risk, essentially, for a greater effect. Nice. All right. So we can go back to the downtime. Let's go to entanglements.
Do you want to do crew XP as well? Sorry.
Crew XP. Oh yes, crew XP.
What have we got here? Let's see. Execute successful smuggling or acquire new quiet contraband sources. We executed a successful smuggling?
Yes.
Yeah?
You execute a successful smuggling.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
We've done a smuggle.
We've done
Yeah.
a smuggle.
We have smuggled.
Contend with challenges above our current station. I guess no. I was going to say it's kind of fit for our level, isn't it? It's not like we were suddenly robbing the king. Bolster your crew's reputation? That seems a bit vague, or like surely that's what you always do.
I'd say you did do that because you earned Bazo's respect.
Yeah.
Because not only did you deliver, you didn't get, and you didn't. The Red Sashes never found you, and you won the race that he didn't even know was happening. So
Nice. Now this is interesting because we've not even figured this out yet. But it says express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. Now I would say the one thing we know about us is we are daring, and we were daring. That's
you
about
daring?
as far as I could stretch it.
Definitely
But yeah.
daring.
It sounds like we probably need to figure out what our goals, drives, inner conflicts, and essential nature is. Otherwise, we'll never
Yes.
get experience.
That's true. I love that. You want XP? Well, be interesting.
Do some work. Be interesting.
You better work,
Yeah.
bitch.
Put on a show first.
You want some XP? You better work, bitch.
Yeah. Unlike D&D. Oh, you want some XP? Just kill stuff, I guess. Or turn up. Brilliant.
17 goblins.
Yeah.
Take their balls.
I beg your pardon.
You heard me.
You had
Yeah.
it. Right, so let's do entanglements. So we're on heat 4 to 5, which puts you in the middle bracket. And it's 1 dice per wanted level, so it's just the 1 dice. 6,
Oh,
Great.
which is show of force, which is
not good.
It might be alright.
show of force. A faction with whom you have a negative status makes a play against your holdings. Give them 1 claim or go to war. If you have no claims, lose 1 hold instead.
What? Say all that again, please.
So, I mean, this is only occurring if... So basically, you're kind of can't do most of this. The only thing you can do is lose 1 hold. So you actually are going to go down to weak hold.
In the crow's nest.
In Crow's Foot, yeah. So
Crow's foot.
So essentially, the maybe the Foghounds or the Red Sashes heard that you'd done this thing, and maybe they found out you were siding with the Lampblacks, and as retaliation, they decided to wreck some of your street. Maybe shake up Perkins' shop a little bit, putting you down to a weak hold.
And what was that? What happened there? Sorry, you just rolled a dice that just told us what happened. Was that dice affected by anything? If we done a better mission or?
So there's 3 columns based on how much heat you took.
Okay.
0 to 3, 4, 5, or 6 plus. So these
Great.
go up in severity. So you got the middle column, and then I rolled a 6, which is I think that's
Pretty
also a level of severity.
So it's quite a good deterrent for heat. Not that we should have needed to be told not to make heat, but
yes.
all right. Next time I'll throw the bomb.
Yeah.
Do you wanna check what the last column is, Mikey? Just so you can be sure.
I don't know. What am I looking at?
You mean the
Which
entanglements?
sheet? Yeah, which sheet was it? The one that you showed us before Mikey joined.
So
I see.
That has
with the downtime sheet. So yeah,
the
it's
first sheet, downtime.
flipped or interrogation, demonic notice,
Downtime,
or
here
show
we
of
go.
force, or arrest, which is the worst one.
Oh wow. Okay, here
And
we go.
then the more wanted level you get, the more dice I roll.
Heat 45. Right, I see. Heat 6 plus. Flipped. Oh, wow. Demonic notice or show of force. Wow. Cool. Okay.
Okay, so you flipped yourself down to weak source.
To be fair, it's heat 0 to 3. We're only just above the threshold of the other one. Even if you get no heat, you still have to deal with. Yeah. Interesting.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, that explosive trick really tipped you over the edge there. Fortunately.
Milo. I was asleep. I was asleep. I didn't do anything.
You only made the bomb. You were
I
back
didn't
in your
expect him
cave.
to throw it. I was just tinkering away. Thought I'd have some fun. He just grabbed it out of my hand and chucked it. I didn't even think about it.
All right, so let's move on to downtime activities. So much room for activities. So you each get 2 each. Because there's 5 of you, we'll be able to do like a full-on role-playing scene for every single one. But if someone has something that's a bit more narrative, we can do that. So who would like to go first?
I went first the last time, so someone else can do it.
I'm literally just reading the downtime.
I think
now. So.
I think Saffron will go for reduce heat. He's kind of pretty. He's been on a block 100 or so times. He knows what happens when he's on his first barge. He's blown up. So I think he knows where to go to reduce the heat. So let's see. All the heat's coming from, I guess, our non-friends, right? The red sashes and the foghounds, the blue coats. So they actually, they're still kind of on our favour, right? They're not giving us heat, are they?
No.
No. Okay.
No, there's no. I would say. I mean, there's no faction. I think one of these are going to have to go to a -2, maybe. Maybe the Foghounds, because you properly messed them up.
That makes sense.
The Red Sashes didn't really see you. But, yeah. Humiliating Bear. Carmichael.
So if...
and blowing up their boats, I think, really pissed them off.
Good lads. So if the... Wait, I've not got notes on the Foghounds. What was their general like? What was their general like? Nus. If the Red Sashes are pompous and the Lamp Blacks are like folk heroes, I've not really got notes on the Foghounds, like who they are or what they're about. What are they about?
So the Foghounds are a crew of rough smugglers. A crew of hard-bitten, tough, expert sailors, all former Void Sea transport haulers, put out of work by the new cargo rail lines.
And if I'm going to reduce heat, if I was to try and like placate a little bit with the Foghounds, would that reduce heat? If I was to, like, do them a nicety, something like that. Is that the kind of thing that would reduce heat? If I was to, I'm thinking some kind of, I don't know, like make them something like a new rudder, something kind of, a little olive branch kind of thing.
The heat comes from the the establishment rather than the other gangs.
Okay, what define the establishment for me?
So like the blue coats essentially.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe that sounds more like a side. Well, Milo, were you doing your flashback? Were you doing that because you have skills in like talkiness, or did you just do that because it was just what you thought best?
Because it fitted the situation. I actually have 0 in.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, me too.
So it says here, maybe you consult with your friend who's a blue coat, already done it, and she arranges for a few incriminating watch reports to disappear, or maybe you command the fear of the local citizens, so they're afraid to snitch.
I've got my clever friend is a fellow, like, he's got an apothecary, so this is Stasia, so there's definitely like we've got this flow of illicit drugs into the thing. Can I just kind of up some of the more like relaxing drugs that are going out there, and maybe just get them all to chill out a little bit, kind of like maybe at a bit of personal cost, kind of release a bit more distribution into the ecosystem.
Yeah,
placate everyone a bit more.
I think as a as kind of like a what's the phrase where you're like not part of the furniture, but you're a well-known figure in Crow's Foot and have been around for a long time. So I think you could probably use your influence and your interactions with customers to maybe throw the scent off of you a bit and chat shit about the Foghounds.
Great, I love that. I could use consort or sway. Sway sounds.
I would say it depends. Like sway is trying to persuade someone to do something. Consort is being amongst groups of people.
I'm going to get amongst. I'm going to consult with my friends, my apothecary. She's going to release some more of those chill, basically just chill pills. We're going to get them all out there. We're going to get everyone a bit more calm. We're going to smuggle a few more to some more blue coats we've got who take some of the stash. Just generally mellow everyone out a little bit and see if we can get some heat off that way.
Nice. You're an institution. That's what I wanted to say.
That's it. Right. So I'm going to roll consort.
Yep.
This is here. Yeah, roll your action.
Yep.
Here we go. Let's roll consort. Position.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Don't
Okay.
matter.
I'm going to put control of my own psyche. Effect is going to be.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just a
Okay.
you yeah. Yeah, just whatever.
Cool. Bonus dice.
No sir.
Boom.
Unless people are helping you, but
Oh,
well, there you go. 6. There you go. So you can clear.
boom goes the dynamite.
You can
What's
clear
happening
3 heat.
If I could take it.
Yeah.
It's like nothing ever. It's like nothing ever happened.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure you got 4 heat, right? Yeah, nice.
Lovely.
You build that heat up. You take it away.
That's mate, decades of this. He's been doing it for decades. That's why he's not even bothered by it. You know, he knows it'll work out in the end.
It's
He's
true.
a fixer. He's the classic fixer.
That's it.
Yeah.
Has anyone looked into what long-term projects are?
Ooh.
Yes, in fact, that's one of my. Well, I'll get to it when I do mine.
Okay, well maybe I'll wait until after you've done yours and hear what you say about it then, because
Okay.
I've got an idea for one. So,
Right. Next.
but I don't know how they work, so I'd rather wait and hear.
Yeah,
Some
no
detail.
worries.
Downtime activities.
Are you finished, Saffron? Both of yours?
Yeah. Oh, we do one at a time or 2 at a time?
I thought we could do one eat like cycle round.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh,
You give
okay.
me
All right. Well, so I mean, I can go since Alex would like to hear about this. So for my downtime, I'd like to take on a long-term project to try and locate a source, so that I can then learn a ritual. So the ritual, I'm going off of the example, one of the example rituals that's shown in the book, which is called Portal to the Depths. Especially since Satara is basically like, my demon. So it just makes sense. So, so my project would be to try to locate the source, whatever it may be. I'm guessing like some ancient text, or I don't know, anything that would reliably be a source of this ritual.
So you're trying to learn. Your long-term project is learning the ritual.
So, but before I do that, I have to take on a long-term project to locate the item that will then allow me to learn the ritual.
Okay.
So is all
So
this prescribed by specific rules, or have you made this up? The fact that it needs to be 2 steps.
No, it is actually in the rules. If you go to page 222 of the book, you can find finding a ritual source first and then learning a ritual.
Okay.
And obviously, like, this is my case, rituals. In your case, it wouldn't be something else.
Yeah, but my point is, are there 6 pages of like pre-described long-term projects to choose from, or do you just make one up?
No, I didn't make this one up. This is specifically for rituals.
most of them are made up. There is crafting, like rituals are a thing.
Yeah, but you're encouraged to make yours up. In my case, I'm not making mine up because it just makes sense for me to have this particular ritual. And it is also very good, and it would help us out if we're ever in a pinch. And it specifically states that obviously before you learn a ritual, you have to have a source, and if you don't have that, it can be secured either as a payoff from a score, which I don't see happening anytime soon, and obviously I don't want to force that on the game as well.
Okay.
So if that doesn't happen, you might also secure a source as the goal of a long-term project.
I see. Okay.
So
So the portal to the depths is literally creating a portal to the bottom of the ocean, which is basically like the warp in 40k, but it's underwater. You take 6 stress when you do it. a desperate action roll is you may involve arcane contact with the Leviathan's demonic power. So I'm going to say that the knowledge to learn this power is not very easy to find.
Certainly not a Jedi.
So could I
Not very
could I possibly try to learn it from Satara herself, since she is a demon of the depths?
I think that's going to be part of your long-term project.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you. Let's see here. I'm going to give you an 8-segment clock.
Just to find the source. Okay.
Well, I think. Well, how?
No, I agree. No, I agree. It's just ouch.
I'm assuming when you have the source.
Then it's another long-term project to learn the ritual.
I don't think so.
It is, yeah.
Because then it's just literally a downtime activity to do the ritual.
No. So if you go to page again, this is just from the book. So I mean, page 222, learning a ritual. Once the source of a ritual is found, you may undertake a long-term project to learn the ritual.
Okay. Most rituals require an 8-segment. Okay, so fine. So you have to do an 8-segment to learn it. So
that's why I'm saying, like, could Satara herself be the source?
I think this is acquire asset.
Okay.
And then once acquired, that will commence the long-term project.
But isn't acquire asset just a temporary thing? Like you get the item temporarily, you don't keep.
But I think it's the closest thing to what you're trying to do. Okay. I tell you what.
I'm okay with that. I am completely okay with that. It's just that finding a ritual source right above that, it is also known as a long-term project. So I don't want to cheat.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a 4-segment clock called Finding the Source. And that will be you finding your forbidden tome.
Cool.
And once you complete that, then you can start learning the ritual.
Cool. Okay.
So where do you start looking?
Well, I mean, again, I think that would make most sense to literally ask Satara if she knows of this any particular source which will help me obtain this, given the nature of the ritual itself.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm guessing that would be Consort, which I very intelligently put no pips in.
Could also be a tune.
Oh, okay. Attune is perfect. I have 2 pips in that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay. Thank you. Is there a position, or is this a fortune roll?
It's gonna be an action. Oh, a long-term project. Roll a trait and mark 1 segment per level. Roll a trait. I think it's just an action. So yeah, do a tune. Risky position. Because you're dealing with a demon.
Makes sense.
And then effect doesn't matter.
So 0?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Oh.
So
everyone gets 6s, then I get a 2 and a 3.
So you get 1 pip cleared.
Well,
oops, that's 3.
I like that. Actually.
Ignore.
Yeah, keep that. No, keep that. Chat, you've seen this.
I think Zatara is. Oh, and also it's a risky position as well. So I think you summon Zatara in a way that you know sometimes works. Sometimes she doesn't come to you.
Fair enough.
Either because, treat them mean, keep them keen, or she's just busy with doing something else. But on this occasion, perhaps you go to the dockside or the fountain or the body of water where she appears most commonly, and you ask her for this knowledge. And
I'm guessing she doesn't show.
Well, you get one segment.
Okay, I'll take it.
So I think she does show, but I think she's very not happy with this, that you're prying into this.
Also makes sense.
And she says, the Leviathans belong down there. You would not want them up here. I need you alive, Szaszachel. I can't have your mind being destroyed by the horrors down in the sea. But if you really must persist with this, I suggest you consort with, and then she mentions like a faction that I will provide later on.
Okay.
Because there will no doubt there will be some cult group who worships the Leviathans or something.
Makes full sense to me. Thank you.
Cool. Next person.
Silas heads down to the fighting pits, where he meets with Belk.
Belky.
So he can pay his dues.
Is Rocky Road to Dublin playing? Oh, you're not fighting actually. Are you fighting, or are you just watching?
He's gone down for a 2-for-1. He's paying off Belk, and then since he didn't have any opportunity, he managed to he really had to contain his violent streak on the score, especially when there was a right old opportunity to smack down on some greedy old man trying to steal from them.
Yeah.
So he didn't do any of that. So yes, the Rocky Road to Dublin plays, the Dubliners version, and he slips Belk a coin, or whatever the equivalent of a coin actually is, a fistful of large handwritten notes. Stuffs it in his jacket pocket, and asks him to put him in with a bout with whoever's on a hot streak. Grabs himself some narcotics from the nearest available source.
Hello.
And heads down in there.
Nearest source. Somehow right next door. You just you're reducing heat right now. You're reducing heat on the other side of the ring.
Drug dealing 101, Mikey. You don't start with like yellow. Drug dealer over here.
You do in Dust Bowl. Nobody cares. That's basically like wearing a big crown.
It's a Steve Wozniak. Cool. Is Silas? Is he? Which part is the indulging? Is it the beating, or is it the getting beaten up that he likes?
Oh, Jesus.
It's a very interesting question.
It is, isn't it?
I think the answer is it depends. It depends which source of oblivion he needs. And I think in this case, it's the beating.
Yes, sounds like a letting off the stress.
Yeah, exactly.
Pent up
exactly.
stress.
I think we may have some future scenes where he goes in there for a battering.
Yeah.
Some sort of flagellation situation.
Yes.
But no, he wants to lay a smack down on whoever's hot right now, in the pit.
The phrasing that you're using for this entire thing.
I don't know what you're talking about, Daryl, to be honest.
They might be hot right now, but they won't be when Silas is done.
All right, let me try the name generator for a
You're gonna send chat on a frenzy with this.
Wait, is there not a name generator? It's just a. Oh no, there is. Yeah, so I know these are just. I thought they were names. They're just jobs. Cartwright, Chandler, Mason. I think Belk's like. Want to get your face smacked in by someone on a hot streak? Fair enough. We'll get you queued up with old Smasher. He's had a few good ones tonight.
Old Smasher, really?
Yep. Funny thing about old Smasher is he's only 17. Good one, isn't it? Came up with that myself.
Excellent. Well,
Well, they pay you the big bucks, Olly. OP.
thanks, Sarge. I suppose we'll go and
College.
smash.
All right. So roll your lowest attribute.
My lowest attribute.
Yes.
So basically, roll 1 dice.
Let's have a look. See. So
Wait. You mean? Oh wait, attribute. You mean?
yeah. So you've got 1 pip in resolve. It's the first column. Is your attribute roll?
Right. I'm with you.
So you've got 2,
That's
2,
good,
1.
actually, because if I had rolled 2 dice, this would actually be
Well,
problematic.
how much stress do you have? 5.
5.
Ah,
so,
okay.
that's quite good on 1 dice.
Yes.
On 2 dice, it's not that good.
So on a 6, you overindulge.
Yes.
And all right, let's see what happens.
And I think when he's going in craving, doling out a beating, and he overindulges, I think there's only really one way that can be going. Okie dokie.
Yes.
That's
It's an Arthur Shelby moment, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Nice. So you, on the nose, clear the stress.
And additionally, on the nose, clear off most of old Smasher's features, but not so much that he dies.
Yes. Physical recovery 3 months. Psychological recovery 6 months.
6 months. It was the heel kick to solar plexus that really did it.
Yes, yes.
I recognize that reference.
Guy Ritchie, you fucking genius.
See,
Film and all
the problem here is that I hadn't really clocked my inspiration for the fighting pits until afterwards. I just thought fighting pits, that I wanted a mean, violent character, and then it turned out that the character with a penchant for violence and oblivion of the fighting pits in Victorian Britain, it was quickly identified by our viewer. Is this just Sherlock Holmes? Yes, it's last week, immediately.
Yeah.
And so when it came up again today, I'm like, that sort of wasn't, but then I guess it actually sort of was.
Yes. Yeah,
Hey, at least nobody's made themselves a heroin addict that plays the violin.
Have you met Saffron?
Hello.
Still here, still a drug dealer. Hello.
It's my new catchphrase.
Yeah.
All best already has a catchphrase.
All right, cool. Friedrich and Lorenzo, you have on our first round of
Yo.
Downtime Activities.
Yo.
And
I've
also,
got mine.
yeah, and also, this might be one for round 2s. But if anyone is interested in seeking out the next score as well, that could potentially be part of Freeplay / Downtime.
Yes. May I proceed?
You may
Do it.
approach the bench.
So I'm gonna start a long-term project because, as you may or may not know, my family was slaughtered like dogs. So I'm gonna make a long-term project to go visit my good friend Salia, who was the information broker for my family and one of the surviving contacts. So I'm gonna go pay her a visit and see if she's got any leads for me to establish some information on who killed my family.
Okay, cool. So let's see here. Cool. So we will do. What kind of clock do we think?
A blue one. Blue one.
A blue one. I think a 6 segmenter. So roll me an action there, Lorenzo.
I'm gonna sway. Oh no, consort.
Sounds good.
So I'm contacting my friend to gain information. Yeah.
So, this is family murder.
Murder.
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
All right.
My good friend Celia. How's life been treating you?
What's so how do you know her? She was your family's
She was
broker.
the information broker for the family, yeah.
Okay, I think well she has to be Italian as well, right? So I think American Italian.
Yeah.
So she's like
Has to be.
Lorenzo, I am so sorry to hear about the rest of your family. It is truly a tragedy for the ages.
We are never going to get any viewers in Italy.
She's actually Swiss, so step back from the mic.
Sorry, I should have noticed that clearly, like,
Swiss twang.
Swiss accent.
Yeah.
Well, it's truly a sorrowful day when one has to mourn their family, but I'm sure that could be helped by me finding those fuckers that did this. Maybe you can help with that, Celia.
See, the desire for revenge is strong in our blood. But I must warn you, Lorenzo, do not go chasing this line of questioning. Perhaps you'll find that there is more to chew on than you bite, eh?
I've sworn myself a vendetta. I have to do it to honor my family. You know how it works. You know our rules.
I do not say anything about the vendetta, but now you say the vendetta, then I know now I have to do this thing for you. So yes, please roll the dice.
Position.
Controlled.
Effect.
Standard. Actually, let's say great effect because yeah, it's fine. You got a success with a consequence. So long-term project 4 or 5 is two segments get cleared off. She says, "Okay, Lorenzo, I will check back with me within a couple of weeks. I will see what I can do. Cannot promise anything, and I don't want you to get killed as well. Your mama would not be happy if I got you killed."
She's one of the only ones who's alive, so...
I thought you said they killed all your family. Why are you going around saying you kill your family? You're not even a proper orphan.
They killed the Don and my brother, you know, so...
Classical men, always thinking about the men in the family.
I had to put my mother in hiding.
I will make sure to send her some pasta. Eh? She's probably very hungry in this hiding. Wherever you put her, this cupboard. Anyway.
I'm not sure she's a fan of pasta. She likes pizza. Like how Uncle Vinny used to make.
What is happening?
Okay, well, before we basically write the whole of the Vincetti family history, let's move on to Friedrich.
Lovely.
And the German accent portion of the game.
Welcome to the German quarter of Duskmore.
Across the Alps, we'll find Friedrich.
We sell delicious brezel and beer. So Friedrich is very much the success of that score has really put him on a drive to find like a new shiny bauble to add to his collection / sell at auction and potentially just steal away once he's got the money from the auction. That's one of the things he likes to do. It's basically a walking looking for trouble, right? He's got a kind of weird burglary / financial crime death wish. And he's on the lookout for something now. So the first thing he wants to do in the downtime now is, it's what I'm looking to find. It's train, and he's going to train Sway by just over the course of some nights cruising through some of his favourite haunts, the sort of gentlemen's clubs and drinking establishments in the more upper class bits of town, places where he knows fellow kind of artifact fanciers and archaeologist-y types hang out, and buying people drinks and looking for rumors as to what the best, most interesting artifacts are around and about. And by doing so, he wants to kind of he's going to be training himself in kind of persuasion and sweet talk and information out of people.
Cool. So you're training by doing, essentially. You're essentially just you're swaying a whole bunch of chaps.
That's the idea. It's sort of linked to my second bit, but I'll save that. But I want to say that through doing that, I find some information that leads to my long-term project. But I'll save that for my next turn. Do I just get that point then? Mark 1 XP. Okay.
Wait, you can get XP out of the score?
Yes, your train is Mark 1 XP for an attribute or your playbook.
Oh, I see. Right, it's trainers, yes.
So actually, it's resolve, not sway. But specifically, I get 1 XP pip.
Yeah, you can put the pip wherever you want when you fill it up. All right, cool. Well, back to the top, Saffron.
I was going to train, but now I feel bad because I know you mentioned about us potentially looking for the next mark. So
you can do that, or we can do that in free time, and there are scores going to be available to you.
Okay, great. I was just going to train. It's a bit boring, but it's practical to improve. So do I increase my rec again? Is that a bit over the top? I think it's good. I need my rec. It's pretty important skill. It's kind of what I'm mainly going to do. I'm going to train my rec.
All right.
So again, it's prowess that you're training. So you get 1.
Sorry, yes, that's it exactly. Prowess. I'll train my prowess. Good.
I also initially thought it was a skill and was like, wow, that's really powerful.
As I was saying, as like 4 pips to see a bit powerful. And what happens when you level up a attribute?
You can take
an
extra
die.
That's how you get a pip. Great. Fine. Cool. Great. Then definitely do that then, yeah. Cool. That's it. No risk. Great. Done. Boring, but done.
I think it was boring.
I think I'm second, right? I mean, I'm going to do the same thing, to be honest. I'm going to train. However, in my case, I'm going to increase the playbook advancement. Okay. That's okay.
What's right?
I'm also planning on training, but in my case, I want to mark advancement in the playbook section, not attributes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Studying and doing weird things.
Remind me what happens when you advance your playbook is you get another ability.
Yep. And I need them to be useful.
It's the preferred way of doing it, isn't it? Useful skills.
Yes. I really wanted the entanglement. What is it? Unquiet Dead, because then I could have the permanent ghost spirit on the boat who just kind of sings shanties whilst you're trying to do scores. And you're like, we need to deal with this ghost, guys. It's really annoying.
I mean, that would be perfect for me because I could just bottle it up and then use it when I need.
It's just a feral spirit singing shanties constantly.
With
a really out-of-tune trumpet.
Yeah,
it could be used as a distraction.
All right. Who was next? Silas, was it you next, sir?
Yes, I think training can go hand in hand with his downtime activity in general. On this occasion, he's spending his time giving beatdowns, so we might as well get a little pip in prowess.
Cool. Yeah. So, maybe once you let the stress off, then you're like, okay, now I can actually focus on improving my technique.
Yes. Well, he probably spars with his friend Marlene for actual training. Once the red mist ascends. We never really talk about it ascending, but it apparently does. It's just after he shakes off bits of the smasher off his knuckles. He can go and have a beer and a regular old fist fight with Marlene. Perhaps she.
Oh God.
I would say perhaps she fights with an unusual fighting style, where Silas is the pugilist. Really, he's just the fighter. But perhaps Marlene is, some exotic kickboxing. I'm not going to say Muay Thai exists in this universe, but something like that. Something that throws you off balance.
I was going to say so maybe she could be like Severosi, who are like the kind of the horse lords. So she's a bit more. She's got this kind of more wild, like close quarter combats, because they're used to dealing with because they hunt ghosts. So maybe they've got this kind of weird,
special flowy techniques
or
something.
Ghost hook based. Yeah.
That's cool. I'll add that to the notes on Marlene.
Yes. You're trying to throw big hooks, which is kind of like doing almost like a the Ip Man kind of thing, where she's kind of
Wing Chun,
just blocking, deflecting, wrapping your legs with her hooks.
It's frustrating, but it helps him kind of not only in his fighting, but helps him to sort of control his violence and focus on how to actually land a hit, not just on swinging.
Cool. And it's all the friendly bants. She's all like, those hooks may land on your dumb blue coat friends, Silas. You have to be better than that to hit me.
Well, you'll know about it if one ever hits Marlene. Remember that one time when it did? Yes. No, probably not.
My horse used to hit stronger than you when it was born.
Damn.
I mean, horses hit pretty hard.
That's why I had to say when it was born. Because, the horse that can kick you till you're dead.
That would be a pretty good compliment, to be fair.
Maybe their
punch
horses
as
are
hard as
tiny.
a war horse.
Maybe they've got duck-sized horses in Severos.
You hit like a Shetland pony.
Yeah. Cool. Lorenzo, I think.
I'm going to be training my resolve, I believe.
That's Amore.
I'm going to head down to the local tavern. I think Friedrich did something similar. And just, have a whiskey, start chatting to some guy, just play with his mind, manipulate him a bit. Training my skills.
Nice. And I think because your lifestyle is probably not very high class, only the richest people get something akin to whiskey. You will probably have a kind of murky, sort of mushroom-based
ale.
Oops. Yeah, ale or maybe
Mush ale.
Reduction.
Tasty.
Something that's what do you call the process when you alcoholize something? Distill, yeah. So like a distilled fungal cloudy juice.
That sounds literally the worst thing
Yeah.
you could possibly get at a bar.
But it gets you drunk. For cheap, so. Cool, yeah, so you're training your
Reserve.
Your reserve. Is that the talky chatty stuff?
Yeah.
Yes. Cool.
Aiming to put up another Pippin's way. or consort. I'm not quite made up in my mind.
Yeah, it's interesting that. It feels like consort is like get stuff to happen as a result of people you've met already, and sway is get stuff to happen as a result of people you don't already know.
Yeah, sway is like convincing
that's a good breakdown.
Yeah, sway is like you're persuading someone to do something they don't want to do or wouldn't do. And consort is more like general socializing and interacting. All right, cool. Friedrich, it's the last one.
Yeah, Azul. So Friedrich has been, like I say, wandering around, kind of tapping up contacts that he has for any kind of interesting artifacts they might have heard about that have passed through, or rumors, bits of people's collections, and finally comes upon this person that he's never met before in a bar, who is very drunk, but obviously also very rich by their clothing, and they have a long conversation, where Friedrich buys this person several more drinks, and eventually this person reveals that that they heard that a noble from the Imperial City who travels in and out of Dustfall at various times, called Roslyn Kellis, is on the trail of an artifact called the Scarab of Szaszachel, which is, the rumor is, it is a sort of mechanical device about the size of your hand that looks stylistically like a scarab beetle, which is basically possessed with some kind of demon or ghost or unknown supernatural entity, and in combination between the mechanism and this possession, the rumor is it can open any lock in the world. You just place this thing on the lock, and it does it. It sort of just kind of manipulates matter and makes the lock open. Friedrich is immediately obsessed with this. Not necessarily because he even wants to use it, because it would make the job really really too easy, and that would ruin his whole thing. But it's a fantastically valuable and desirable object, and he wants it. So he immediately resolves to start a long-term project to get this thing.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that sounds good. And then, even once you complete that, you may set up a score, perhaps, and invite your crew to come and help you steal it.
Yeah, if you want, it might be more fun to make the long-term project be locate the Scarab of Szaszachel. And like when I complete that long-term project, that sets up the score.
Yep. Cool. So I'm going to give you another sixer. And we'll say Scarab location. Or maybe like Scarab score. Like maybe you're researching it and you're finding the best kind of the setup for the score, like the opportunity.
In case we didn't know, you can add clocks to your character sheet.
How'd you do that?
Bottom right, there's a section called clocks,
yes.
and you just add them.
Oh, clocks.
So that you can keep track of them yourself.
Cool.
And you can give them a title. So I've made one called Set Up the Scarab Score.
Cool.
Thanks for that.
So yeah, give me a roll.
Okay. So this would be, I guess, sway to gather this information.
If that's how you're gathering it.
I think that's what I'm doing. I mean, I'm pottering around buying people drinks, trying to get them to give me info. That sounds alright. I have no pips in sway, by the way, so it's going to be.
If you have consort, that sounds consorty.
I have no pips in consort either. I have no pips in I have no pips in anything resolve, which is why I'm
In
putting
anything.
some XP into resolve.
At all.
So it doesn't matter which one, it's going to be 2d6 taking the lowest.
Okay, so you got a 6. I'll take the lowest. It's a 4. That's not bad.
Still a success, but with a consequence.
So no consequence with the long-term project. You just tick off two segments.
Ooh, sick.
Yeah.
Take it.
2 out of 6. Same as Lorenzo, actually. So you might have the two personal quests coming in at the same time.
You wait all day for one, and they all turn up at once.
Exactly. And you will go on solo missions. Alright, cool. So that is the downtime complete, I think.
Woo!
Yeah. Nice. So now we can go into Freeplay, where literally anything can happen.
Whoa.
So to sort of recap where we are in the meta story, in the meta narrative, you've succeeded in proving to the Lampblacks that you are trustworthy. So I'm going to bump them up to +1.
Nice.
For you. And they would probably be willing to give you more work. Now that you've given them a reason to believe in your skills and to trust you, they may even give you more work, which is more towards completing their long-term goal, which is to win the war against the Red Sashes and take over Crowsfoot.
Nice.
Or you can... So you've gone down to weak hold right now.
Yeah.
So you may want to try and do something which boosts your rep or wins you some turf. Maybe you can go out on your own against the Red Sashes and carve something out of their empire for yourselves. You could go and maybe work for the Crows themselves, you are +1 with.
So
Up to you.
because obviously it's very free, to regain our strength. We think we lost it from the Red Sash. Yeah, there was direct response from them, was it?
We should hit them back.
We should.
Yeah, so you need to...
They can't come into our turf and just shake up our shops and fuck around with our. We protect our shops and that.
They mess with Perkins. We can't lose Perkins, so we need
Exactly. They should give Perkins a shakedown. They jangled him over the bin. He took all his change out of his pockets.
Oh,
we've got to hit him back where it hurts.
You've nicked my shillings, sir.
Should we do a classic? We should do a classic wham wazzle. Really, give him a bit of a shake. Give him a bit of a trick. I don't know. I'm thinking.
Sorry, a classic what?
A wham wazzle.
A wet willy.
You know it. A wham wazzle. You know it is.
A wham
Yeah, you know the old shakedown, the old Texan treat. One of those.
So because they're tier
While-
because they're tier 2, you would get +2 to your rep if you did a score against them. So you'd actually get 4 rep.
What tier are we at?
You're at tier 0.
So it's harder to do stuff to them.
It is, but you get more rep. It's not going to be insanely hard. You might have some limited
Also-
effects here and there.
Got to be done.
If what we were going to do was burgle them, Friedrich could do so without any disadvantage at all, because that's Lurk's thing. They can
Yeah.
They can sneak in. They can hide from or evade things of any tier without it affecting.
And I can help you.
But,
I can assist you getting anywhere because with my rec skill I can quietly drill holes, melt locks off doors, do all kinds of shit. So I can assist you stealing something if there's something valuable. And they would be right. They're the Red Sash is a pompous nobleman. They must have some stash of wealth that supplies their. So we'll need to find out where that is first, right? We'll need to a bit of. I mean, it's kind of turning into just a regular heist, if I only worry. But
So
for free play.
So this is interesting because I think Bazo, if you do speak to him again, maybe he sends you a message. If you're interested in more work with the Lampblacks, he says he's looking for a group of daring guys who doesn't mind too much if they die. But if you're daring enough, the best place to hit the Red Sashes would be to locate and steal their war chest.
This is exactly what we need to do. Is this
From their
Freeplay?
HQ.
A way to build our rep and resources.
Yeah.
And get our thing. Is this Freeplay or is this just set us up for the next score?
We're free playing at the minute. Once we set up the score, we can start doing stuff like gather information. We can probably just start that next time. But
Alright, so Freeplay can be a bit more.
if there's anything you want to do, yeah, if there's anything you want to do, people will talk to.
Too free.
Yeah, I'm overwhelmed.
Let's never do a score.
Would I be able to scout the area, like any area, to see if I can find maybe an empty like building or something that I can secure and try to make my occult safe space? Start, building my occult empire there. So like not to have it mixed with the with our actual home.
Yeah, you can find. You can do that.
Cool.
That sounds more like a downtime activity, but
Is it? If it is, and then I can wait till next.
I think in Freeplay, I definitely tinker and tool and add like some kind of seatbelt or safety strap to the barge for Saffron in case he does need to, doze off again. Some kind of restraining harness, just something like on a roller coaster, right? One of those, just really click himself in.
A booster seat.
Yeah, with like a proper, like one of those like click, 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 like really get himself locked in there.
Weird.
I mean that sounds like crafting.
It sounds like tinkering, if you ask me.
Yeah, but
You have to craft it.
Yeah. See,
Crafting isn't even that's tinkering. Crafting isn't a thing.
That's true.
Yes, it
Actually,
is.
I mean, it's not a downtime activity.
What?
I think it is acquire an asset, though. I think.
Well, what can we do in Freeplay then?
Sorry, crafting is inventing long-term. So.
Right, I see what you mean. Right, yes, it uses tinkering, but it's I see what you mean. Yes, yeah, I get you.
Freeplay is all the role-playing and narrative decision-making and things that you do that are not mechanically beneficial to you, but progress the story.
Right.
So,
Well,
setting up the next score, talking to NPCs, all that sort of stuff.
At some point, we need to have a gang debrief where we talk to each other.
Exactly.
And perhaps figure out our goals, drives, inner conflict, essential nature of the crew.
I mean, you've got 3 different long-term projects being worked on already. You've got Szaszachel trying to find a way to open a portal into the Black Sea. You've got Friedrich trying to steal a key that unlocks everything, and you've got Lorenzo trying to hunt down the killers of his family. So
you can't say we're not ambitious.
And you're smuggling on the side.
And Silas is at the pub.
Silas is beating shit out of people.
I think we all go to the pub to meet Silas then. And I mean, Saffron was already there because he was dealing drugs. So hello, he was there. You old whippersnappers, what did you think of your first big score then, eh? They probably had like a billion scores. You know how like grandparents always think like, oh, it's your first time doing this. They never really think about it like.
Because it's funny. It's my first operation in this little outfit, but it just feels so similar to being in the Bluecoats.
Huh! Why would you say a horrible thing like that?
Oh yes, everything that they acquire is done within the boundaries of the law, and there's never any collateral damage. And then the payoffs are meager, and people take half of it, what they're owed. So
Yes, it's really much the same.
Yes, I certainly wasn't keen on that betrayal with the challenge there. But I think we handled it rather well.
The what?
When that bear creature tried to take half of our shipment.
He's forgotten that bear was a name and thinks it was actually a bear.
How drugged up was your character?
You remember when that bear came?
I suppose that was just about the last thing you actually do remember, isn't it, old man?
Yes. I don't know what you're implying. I was there the whole time. Remember when I steered the boat through that giant flaming crevasse and got us all to safety?
Implying anything in a city full of junkies, you're a fucking junkie.
Well, I could deny it or I could accept it. I haven't lived a lifetime. I accept my lot in this world.
Jesus Christ, some real home truth.
We've got some inner conflict. Here we go. It's working. It's happening.
The drug dealer versus the
of course
copper.
You got a conflict. You went to sleep, basically. Well, the four of us. Well, I mean, I didn't do anything, but still.
You could argue we had the same impact.
Yeah.
Oh no, I helped Milo with his coat.
I did my job. I got us a way out of there. That's what you young bods are here for, to do all the hard lifting. I did my part of the heist. And you should all be grateful. My generation, the things we sacrificed.
No, we're definitely grateful that we managed to get back in one piece. If you want some praise for that, you did help us with the blockade, but...
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I think that's enough.
It means a lot to me.
It's probably better put him back to sleep soon.
Well, knowing him, he'll be asleep again in a couple of minutes, an hour max.
I've got the energy of a 60-year-old. What are you talking about?
And the average life expectancy in Duskwall is like 29.
Well, this is why he's such an exceptional human being, you see.
Exactly. You're an institution, so. You're an
An
institution.
institution. Well, there's more scores that I can help us achieve soon, I'm sure. You stick with me, you young little whippersnappers. I'll get you the gold. The coin you need.
Let's try to make it a point that we all stay conscious before the score ends, at least.
I promise nothing. I never have and I never will.
Well, as long as we start stealing things more interesting than indeterminate boxes full of something for some other guy, I'll be happy.
I've always liked you, Friedrich. I like where your head's at.
Well, I'd say it's probably time we started taking something for ourselves.
The spirit. Friedrich
What do you mean?
Raises his glass of what? Actually, Friedrich. Where are we drinking?
Oh, well, I was going to say, so you are probably in the leaky bucket. And the owner and operator, a gentleman who is about the same age as Saffron, actually, but seems to have aged rather more gracefully. His name is Mardin Gull, and he was, in his day, the leader of the Crows.
Oh.
So he's a bit of a living legend.
Yeah, but
he's the owner of the pub.
Movie. It's the barkeep who used to be a fucking
legend,
lord of the turf.
Yeah, so he's one of the few people who got out and managed to get a decent retirement.
Tell me his name again.
Mardin Gull. Mardin
Dell. I've got a new rival. This is great. I love a rival.
And he puts down the drink and he's like, yeah, I can't remember what he's talking about. He's like, Saffron fell asleep on the job again, huh? He was doing that 40 years ago. So age had nothing to do with it.
Martin, you know I said many years I'll never accept a drink from you. Your pure rag poison is not the kind of poison I would even ingest myself. I wouldn't inject this into myself if it was laid up on a silver platter. Just knocks a glass away off the table.
I
feel like
inject
you
this
could...
into myself if it was laid up on a silver platter.
How do you come
I
up
reckon
with
you're
this
just making
shit?
it playful banter rather than an actual rival who tried to piss off.
That's it.
Has more sway in the crow's foot than anyone else. We should probably end there then, as we're over time.
Oh yeah, it's.
Saffron smashes a glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friedrich
Can we not
carefully
make
drinks
any
out
room?
of his jeweled hip flask.
Yes.
With a
That you stole
wrinkling
from
his
a
nose at the greyish brown liquid in the glass in front of him.
you stole from a duchess. Yeah. I think Saffron and Martin have a kind of a good omens, bad omens vibe.
Yeah.
Where you're kind of like the goodie and the baddie, will they, won't they?
Eternally damned, but
eternally bantered.
How many will they, won't they do we have now? We have Saffron and Martin. We have
Ready?
Silas and who else? Silas and Friedrich. Was it?
Friedrich almost slept with everyone. The training session, Friedrich almost sleep with everyone.
Well, Friedrich tried to seduce a guard and massively failed. He's not yet tried to seduce any of the party particularly, but he's notoriously omnivorous. So.
All right. Well, chaps, it's a pleasure.
Thank you, OP.
PG, good evening. Thank you very much, OP. That was another fun one.
See you next week for score 2.
Starting to feel this system.
All right. See you later.